Continuing our exploration of JavaScript, we'll see where you can put JavaScript, various ways that you can insert it into your document. So the first way we just saw, which is you can put it inside these on-click handlers, or it could be on-click, on mouse over. There's lots of different on handlers that are available. So you can put it directly here in the quotes. This gets kind of unwieldy, quite honestly, and so pretty quickly you're going to stop putting JavaScript here in the on-click, and you're going to start separating it out into either a script tag or into another file. So let's get rid of this button, and I'll show you. Get rid of the on-click completely. Now, so because all of this, what I am deleting here is HTML, and what I have left is JavaScript. So the browser doesn't understand this as JavaScript unless I somehow tag it in a way that it makes it understandable. So to do that, I can say script. I used to have to put an attribute on here that said the language, but now JavaScript is assumed, so it's fine to not put anything like that. And this just says, here is some script, this is JavaScript, execute this JavaScript. Now, this JavaScript will actually happen the moment the browser runs it. So there's a couple caveats. The first one is this is going to happen immediately on page load. So I'm going to see, I will see this right away. It's possible that if the page is loading really slowly, that we might briefly see this first and then see it change, but I think it's unlikely. Let's see if we can see even a flash of the original. Refresh. Nope. So this replacement is happening via JavaScript, and it's happening first in the document. This doesn't modify the source. So if I look at the source this page, you still can see everything in here. You see the original text as written, but it does change the look of it inside the document tree in the inspector. So here I don't see the original text that says change this text, because by the time I am in the inspector in the browser, this text has actually changed inside the HTML tree. It's just the HTML source is not affected, but the inspector will show you what's actually going on. Okay, so that's one place you can put script. So now, because the page loads from top to bottom, if I put the script before this p tag loads, I'm going to get an error, because at the moment that I am running this code, it does not know what this element is. It hasn't been loaded yet. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to refresh, and you'll see that instead of seeing that change, I get change this text, and then down here I get a red X. And if I click that red X, it says cannot set property inner HTML of null. So this cryptic message means the inner HTML of what? What am I setting the inner HTML of? I'm setting the inner HTML of something that it can't find. It can't get this by ID because it hasn't been loaded yet. So that's a wrinkle that we have to deal with. So if I need to make sure that this loads second or after this p tag loads. Now, it turns out that it's also quite unwieldy to put various script tags in the body. It gets a little gross. So typically it happens in the head, like this. Somewhere up here, the script tag happens. Now, based on what I just told you, you probably can understand why this is also going to be an error, because this loads first, so it can't find this. So in this case, we have to wrap it up in something that will happen later. This is like, these slides, it's like, let's cover the 6 weeks of JavaScript in 5 minutes, right? So just to say, we have to get around this problem that if to put a script tag up in the head, we have to package this in a different way, say. So in this slide, we have, it's just showing us where to put it in the script tag, and it's saying, we'll go through this example in a minute, and then here we are in the head tag. So most of the time in the head, you're going to see it wrapped up into something called a function. So I'll do it here. So what this allows us to do, change some text, you name it. This is not special. It could be named anything. Parentheses. Again, this is memorizing. Don't worry exactly about the syntax. Start bracket, and then an end bracket when you're done. Does Beautify work on JavaScript? Oh, pretty good, actually. So this doesn't actually run doesn't actually happen at the time the script loads, but it just reserves this for later. And then if I want to, I can put something in like a button or a P tag or anything. Actually, I'm going to put the on-click right on the P to show you that it's possible. Click this text to change it. Now I can reference the function that I've written here. Change some text. I think I need to put these in if I do it from the on-click. It's pretty rare to use the on-click, as you'll see if you take the JavaScript class. There's so much more that we're not covering here, but this is just to show you that there's various ways that you can access JavaScript, various places that you can put it, script tags, and then what I'm not going to show you here is you can also put script in an external file, just the same way that you can put CSS in its own file. And at this point, I think I better stop telling you things about JavaScript because it's just overwhelming. Refresh. So click this text to change it, click, and then it actually, the on-click handler fires, and then it changes the text. So that you can play with a little bit just to get your feet wet and get a taste of what JavaScript can do for you. So for an example, so Google Mail. Google Mail, you're reading your mail, you're clicking on things, the page is changing without the page reloading. This is all JavaScript. So it's a very exciting and useful language to know if you're a web developer. In the next video, we'll go through the other example that's in the slides for the JavaScript.